real good feel that
Alrighty, guys, it is Monday Market Open. Welcome to Markets with Mason. We're going to be going over everything related to investing. So, stocks, options, crypto, you name it, we got it. Let's get this week started right. Absolutely, Kyle, absolutely. Alrighty, so good morning, everyone. I haven't even had any coffee yet, but that's okay. So, this actually isn't the what I was looking for. But I recently got Weeble up and going, so we're going to be looking at some of the stuff here. Um, and just kind of like going through some market stuff. So I'm just kind of looking at, I guess in general, we can start off with what to expect for this trading week. Um, Basically, what I'm looking at is mostly definitely the earnings calendar for sure, because I mean these can all be different catalysts that are kind of coming up in the week. Um, a lot of stuff in the market's above us, like we can't necessarily control as an individual investor what's going to happen, but we definitely have to be aware of like what's moving under our feet. And if we hop in the right direction, we can make some money. So, uh, today, Monday, maybe GitLab. They have a lot going on, but I've only heard of them. I'm really not too familiar with any of these other companies. Um, but we'll see. If anything, surprising beats or misses happen, an earnings report. Keep in mind, earnings reports are, kind of based off of like people's projections anyway. So, I mean, I think there's something to be said for that alone. Um, yeah, let's take a look at SPY. It's a good point, Kyle. This is like the overall market, so it seems like we are running into open, but we're gonna wait for the market to actually open here. Um, get the opening bell going. Let's see if we can tap into Jimmy Chill.
Big Robinhood.
Jimmy Chill.
Just to use
CNBC.
Robinhood name. Coinbase went to 357. It's now down to 265. I thought it's very interesting that the SEC doesn't like how a lot of things are run at these banks, like the one that I have where I get 8% on my Ethereum. I mean, it's kind of too good to be true. It's kind of like alchemy. I mean, do they lend it out? What are they doing? But this is a true collapse. And what's interesting is that it can happen on a Saturday. So then the question is it margin calls? Do these people have margin calls? But what margin calls are executed on Saturdays? They're usually executed by 1 o'clock on Friday.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, the people who like who like Bitcoin, they like it. People who don't, and the people who like Bitcoin are they're vociferous in how much they love it. And this is buying opportunity, buying opportunity, buying opportunity. So there's not a lot of analytics involved.
Yeah, there's a long debate about, especially lately, given the action in coin and Robinhood to some degree, about whether you own the platform or the currency. Because in some cases, the platforms have not offered you any protection.
None whatsoever. And the fact that they can just roll over. By the way, it's almost it is worth talking about Robinhood.
That is fair, though. Coinbase does go down a lot, and it's kind of sketch.
Just a disaster. And you hear nothing, right?
Also, when they issue a margin call, it's not like it's like necessarily they have to pay. That's kind of like the warning. Like, I've gotten a margin call in TD Ameritrade before, but I didn't necessarily have to close immediately.
Wow, people are losing.
Couldn't buy that. I know. I wonder if Litecoin spikes right now.
Get answers from them about how they evolve.
This is why I can't listen to CNBC, man. It's just crazy. I should honestly just do like a show where I just like dig at everything they say. It's that easy. Wow, we got a green day today. Friday was a bloodbath, by the way, if you saw Friday, so I'm honestly not surprised everything opened green. Obviously things can change throughout the day, but you know, we just want to see what happens at open here. You know, we can get rid of that. But yeah, market open, so looks like we did gap up here. You know, the pre-market price is so fake. I kind of hate that pre-market, post-market is even a thing. If everything was a token, you know, kind of like a crypto, it would definitely be, you know, all on the same page, and there would be no pre-post-market bullshit. So that's kind of like part of the argument that they were even talking about, where people are like relentlessly bullish on crypto. Well, you know, if everything was tokenized, a lot of these problems go away. So I think that's a good reason to be perma-bullish crypto. But that's my opinion. Yeah, 10 a.m. dump. We'll see how it goes. A lot of those short-term concerns are still here, you know, with COVID, Omicron. You know, we have the Fed. Some of those articles I had up earlier was not only the Fed scandals and why I don't trust them, but also if you look at the CNBC homepage right here, I'll just bring it up to show you. Like, the Fed is definitely in focus right now, at least to the general public, and what most mainstream media is talking about is the fact that the jobs numbers missed badly last Friday. We did not create as many jobs as people thought, despite what Joe Biden wants to tell you. And that's a weird thing, because the Fed is trying to balance, like, we want to create as many jobs as possible, but also keep inflation in check. But when you create jobs, inflation goes up. So they might have to stop pumping fake money with their asset purchases from the Federal Reserve. They're going to have to stop it and taper off those purchases, and they will become less. $30 billion a month. So they're going to reduce by $30 billion a month. But that means that they've been purchasing like over $100 billion a month, you know, so this is nothing. But they're going to ease off it and stop pumping funny money into the system in the simplest way I can explain it. So, especially if they raise interest rates too, they forecast that in, then it becomes harder to borrow money. You know, your mortgage is now more expensive with the bank, things like that. Kind of stops the money pump into the system. Yeah, we're way too used to the printer being warm. And then that also happens, you know, and we'll be doing a more longer term content too, but even for riskier positions, like saying, you know, trying to short like GameStop or AMC, you know, like, that becomes a lot more viable when there is easy money everywhere and you can borrow for basically free as a bank. A lot of people suspect that this becomes a much more difficult short, if anyone is still shorting, you know, when the easy money stops. And so that is definitely something to look out for. That, honestly, the easy money stopping can be bearish for like the entire market. Let me see if I can pull up some of, where's my SPY at again? SPY for now until I find what I want. Yeah. And see, look, we're already, as people wake up and read the news and realize that, you know, no significant earnings, we gapped up at open. Maybe, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a retrace here throughout the day. Right now I am still actively betting against Rivian. Where's Rivian? Yes. Rug out. We've been betting against it since 145. Where's my... Where's my... Alright, I'm gonna have to get more in depth with my Weeble and the day chart here. Is that really daily? I need my range. Let's go year to date. Wow, we really haven't been public for that long, and believe that. I mean, it seems like it's been so long, but it really hasn't. Um, you know, we've been short around here, around 45-ish. Yeah, after this big dick red candle day, figured it would rug out a little more, and we got in right at the end of close. Yeah, it was like 145.70 here at the bottom of the big wick. And we've had 100 puts, so we're hoping on it getting below 100. We're pretty dang close. The insiders bought at 79 per share in Rivian. So that's definitely gonna be the play of the week. I need like a graphic, like play of the week. Um, I would say definitely I am bearish on Rivian Automotive still, and I would bet on this getting back to the insider price of 80. Again, still ridiculous that insiders get to like buy in it at around 80 before even the general public can buy. But given that they're up and pretty comfortable at this level still, I would not mind some 100 puts, even though I'm in at 145. Well, I would buy them here and ride to 80. Rivian has no factories, no sales, uh, no cars except for maybe a prototype, and some CGI. They have orders in the future from Amazon, but you've seen with a company like Tesla that it took years and immense stress. Elon was breaking down on Twitter just to like get through to profitability. I really wish Rivian the best because I think that ultimately they're helping to, create EVs and that helps the planet in the long term. But I would be super bearish in the short term on Rivian. Clip it also. Lately I feel money. Monday, Wednesday has been green, and then red Thursday, Friday. They've been watching the insider price was the estimate for joining them. Just a thought. Yeah, there was huge expectations that for um Barron's made an article here. Yeah, they were gonna basically produce an electric truck together, and then after we bought puts, like Ford backed out of the deal. But I mean, a lot of people kind of expected that anyway. Like they are direct competitors if you think about it, with Ford kind of expanding to their own line of EVs. They do own some of Rivian, um, and they still do, but they called off their partnership to like produce a vehicle together. And I think that's the best move for Ford. Ford doesn't necessarily need Rivian. It seems like Rivian needs Ford a little more. And it was just another reason to, to get out. And we'll see if insiders sell. We have a 6-month lockup on Rivian, so it could take some time. Um, maybe we'll reshort or buy some puts closer to that date, but it's so far out compared to the bearish catalyst we have in the overall market right now that I'm more comfortable just holding these 100 puts, probably closing them out if we hit my target, and then like reassessing later when the catalyst date comes closer. But I have no doubt that a lot of insiders are probably very bullish in the long term about the prospects, the orders, the Ford thing. Um, EV's great. Like we're passing infrastructure bills right now for it, and there's a huge amount of hype. But um, I definitely think this thing goes below 100, man. I mean, just what's the market cap on this thing? Do we have a market cap indicator here? I need to log in. Get some more of this data. Here we go. Where's our market cap? $85 billion company right now. And no cars, no revenues, no more partnering with Ford. Not a factory. Like they don't have anything. Like they might have some trucks that they've produced somewhere, but like you're not an $85 billion producer of trucks at that rate. Yeah, it didn't make sense. I mean, you could kind of see that one coming because it just didn't make sense, that they were competitors and they were going to partner and like Ford was going to take this risk when they have like, a whole production line facility and like their own trucks that they make, even the ICE vehicles. and they're already making like that Ford. They have like that Mustang, Tesla Model Y competitor crossover car. That's like an electric Mustang. Um, but wasn't it estimated originally at 45 to 60? I don't know who estimated that. I mean, the insiders bought at 80. I figured they would expect long term to make money, at some point at 85 or 80 or 79, 80, whatever. But they might, long term, 5 years out, those investors probably still make money. But we can definitely trade it in the short term and buy some puts and buy some January puts, I should say, for, the $100 strike and make some money here. So definitely like that play. Let's go back into the watch list. Let's just kind of browse here. See, we have GameStop earnings. I will be doing a solo video on GameStop soon. I am invested in GameStop for the long term. And yeah, look at this 1 hour chart, man. It's been crazy. Actually should go. I want to get the today's action. And we are down. We are down pretty big here and there. But yeah, we have earnings on Wednesday, and we're expecting an announcement from them, from GameStop. So we'll see how that goes. I need to round out my watch list too. Where's my Planet 13 at? Planet 13 I recently gave out as a buy. I have it here. Just doesn't like my OTC, baby. OTC. And so you can see that the volume is so intermittent. Like if you do a buy on Planet 13 that's sizable, you'll probably see your own volume, honestly, which is kind of cool. But you can see year to date, we are definitely down from the hype wave of the easy money in the stock market. COVID stimulus was the ultimate easy money, honestly, when retail got free money finally for once. So yeah, Planet is dirt cheap right now. And we had a big hype wave, but we've been waiting for legal weed for a very long time. And with the OTC stocks, these speculative names, they're going to be the first ones to go. Yeah, time to stock up, right? I mean, this is the year to date. And also you have probably, given that this is year to date, you definitely have people tax loss harvesting this one too, most likely. So you have people who are down on the year. If they're showing red on their brokerage account, they can sell. And if they have profits otherwise, like they'll pay less taxes because they have a loss in the books. It kind of covers whatever they took as a loss. They won't have to pay on the gains and taxes. So, you definitely have some people here at the very end of the year, like tax loss harvesting this one out, in my opinion, because it is OTC. It's seen as riskier, and it's also down on the year. We were up incredibly. I mean, if you got in around like $1 or whatever at the beginning, good luck. And we rode up, again, stimulus checks, everything. People, were willing to gamble on OTC. But I think that time will come back. I think we have a huge catalyst. Awesome. Thank you, Kyle, for the sub. But yeah, I think people will come back. I mean, if you just look at it, I mean, this is an easy, 200%er back up to the top. So, and yeah, there are no calls right now that you can buy on Planet 13 just because it is OTC. But hey, if we get, weed federally legalized and they continue to expand and grow, they get listed on the NYSE, we could definitely see some call options get listed up, and I would definitely be a buyer immediately for the long term, like 4 years out in calls. But yeah, we will have to wait. It's a long-term hold. I mean, this is the time to buy. It looks scary, but you gotta, you just gotta bite the bullet and buy at some point here on Planet. And tax loss harvesting, we're at December 6th today, and the wash sale rule is around 30 days. So if you want to like sell for your losses to tax loss harvest and then buy back in for the long term again, then you have to wait 30 days. And so a lot of tax loss harvesting, it seems, happens before December 1st. Let's look at December 1st. So December 1st, we had a little more selling, but we've gotten a green bounce since then. So I do think that honestly this is the time to buy. And could it drop further? Yes. but you could just average in. You don't necessarily have to buy everything right now, but I would start buying chunks, 25% of your cash that you're going to buy Planet with. I would buy at least 25% probably here. We've already seen some really weird action. Where's the 1 minute? 12.3. Yeah, look at this. What happened? So I noticed that this happened on Friday with Planet, where because, like I said, if you buy yourself, you're basically going to see your own volume because it is OTC and it's like so like no one's paying attention to it. So I think that there's great opportunity, but also if you notice 12.2, right? We had the whales buying in. In my opinion, this spike like this is not like lack of liquidity. Like this is some whale wiping out the order book all at once and like taking it up. It's okay too. Damn, everyone's going ham now all of a sudden. Yeah, good luck. I mean, I really do like the prospects. I like this company to 100 a share. Like that's kind of wild to say, but I do. Um, and yeah, even if you're in at 6, I think that's pretty cheap. So, but yeah, I mean, this is a whale to me, 100%. And obviously we came back down, it got sold off. There might be people day trading this or whatever. Um, but yeah, like, oh look, we just popped up again. Wow, we got a big green candle right now. All of a sudden, did someone buy? Yeah, that's Joey in there. That's Def Joey going at it. If you just bought, that's 100% you. If you spent like 2K, I feel like that. I'm not surprised. Look at that. See, it's hilarious. Like it's kind of cool that you could like see your own buy. But look, that's 2K. If that's your 2K buy and that's legit, then not only can you like stir up the action and hopefully, we get a little bit of FOMO, but, that's only 2K. What if some whale comes and buys for like, 1 million? What if some whale recognizes the opportunity to come with like legal weed and they go crazy? So, um, you got the whale candle. I mean, yeah, look, there have been whales accumulating. No doubt about it. This was on Friday. I think below 350, a lot of people's levels go off here, and they get it. And some people will day trade you. Obviously, we sold back down. I don't know if that's the market maker. I don't know if that's other retail day traders. Didn't get filled yet. Yeah, that's so weird. Again, there's always still a market maker behind this too. And that's more of like the GME conversation of like who's making this market, who's providing liquidity. Can they just naked short in a bunch of shares to kind of like fill your order and then dump it down and like, there's all the kinds of tricks. At least with the way that the system is designed currently that are possible. Put an order in at 13.12. Yeah, 13. If you can get filled at 13.12, that's unreal. That's crazy. You're gonna make money today because like I'm no doubt it'll rebound a little bit. But like how long has it been since we've seen this level? How do I do this trend line? I need to learn Weeble better. But okay, we'll put this trend line in right here. Put this fatty trend line in. We're on like the bottom here. So I really don't think we go below 32. I think below 30, 50. I mean, how long has it been? This is the 1 minute chart. Let's go to the 1 hour. And look how long it has been since you've been able to get this price. We gotta go more. We gotta go weekly. $2020? A year ago? A year and 2 months? Yeah, just to make sure you get filled. Again, there's been weird action recently with this one, honestly, where it's been going nuts. So, it definitely seems like someone's out there and aware of this and they're buying. I mean, with the way that um Congress is acting, and oh, this was 57 minutes ago. 30, 36. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would rather just get filled now. I mean, if it's below 350, I think it's dirt cheap. Just compared to what we've seen and how it's run, and also the way that you notice the whale candles, like you can just pump to like 354 in like a day, just because it's OTC, and all the volume just seems to show up easier. Seems like there's not a lot of activity, but that's what I love about it, you know? In the state, okay, so this is only Ohio. But this is what I'm saying. The Republicans seem to be getting on board with it more and more. Um, and with the way that the current, I'm not trying to make this political, but with the current administration and the way that they're looking, it definitely seems like they're gonna have to do something to like appease people. People are so unhappy with the current status quo, in my opinion. Um, and the polling numbers don't look good. And so it seems like they're definitely gonna have to do something like legalize weed to potentially create some hype and some support for the midterm election. That's my thesis. So with that state of affairs, I would be very bullish on Planet 13. Um, and I wouldn't be surprised if the GOP brought it up first and kind of forced the Democrats into a corner um, to vote on it. This is 4. It says they're not going to pass it. Marijuana moment. I don't want fool.com. This is the Molly Fool. Let's see what the Molly Fool's saying, because like they have like insider info, allegedly. So they knew they knew that GameStop was going to tank before it even happened. So they seem to have the ability to tell the future sometimes. And yeah, look, I mean, most states are like even wrecked. It's just happening slower and slower. Eventually that landslide's gonna hit. This isn't any news. I thought I heard something about them potentially doing something last week, or someone bringing up some sort of bill. See if I can get anything on this. Some more act. In 2019 they introduced this bill, man. 2019, we still haven't gotten anything. To end federal prohibition, and that's key too. You have to expunge anyone who's had. That's the biggest part, honestly. You have to expunge those people who have been like put in jail for weed. Like it's just ridiculous. Like people can't even fathom that in this day and age. But it's still the reality of the situation. Following November 2020 elections, Sawyer announced the bill to get a floor vote in December. On December 3rd, a vote was scheduled for December 4th. I'm not surprised Matt Gates. This dude voted against it? Like, not surprised, bro. Not surprised in the slightest. Just look at that shit-eating grin. There's no way. Yeah, I'm also shocked that alcohol and tobacco can be legal and weed isn't. Like, so they get past the House here? What is he? Yeah, he's a congressional district for his first congressional district. His representative. Yeah, they're not senators, they're reps. So that's a House bill. Not surprised that the Libertarian voted for it. May 28th, 2021 with some changes in June 1st. Yeah, Amazon supported it. Died in the committee. Wow. So I guess it just, went to some committee and died. Like, that's just the way our system works, man. That's ridiculous that it passed in the House, but boomers in the Senate said, nah. So, something like this could still come through, though. That's the thing. Um, and this is something that everyday people will look at, and it's just like, what are we doing here, Kamala Harris? And look, she wants to try to bring up her own bill. And see, yeah, I mean, so hopefully we get something like that coming up. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see it soon. That's all I'm saying. I think this is what we're looking for because this bill sounds exactly like what we would want. Um, because once Schedule 1 delisting happens, we can trade interstate commerce, and that's huge. It's huge for a company like Planet 13, where they also make a lot of edibles. Dreamland chocolates, haha gummies, things like that. Um, you'd rather have one factory that can produce and then distribute to all the states. It's really annoying when you're this company and you're trying to expand your edible sales and you have to have a different factory producing all the different products in each state. That's just too much. Like, even if you have 100 mil or like 76 mil remaining, whatever they have on the books that they can go spend, like, you don't have enough money to expand your production when there's all these supply shortages and prices are insane and things like that. Like, you need to be more efficient and smart about how you're going to expand. So they really need, federal legalization, and the ability to do interstate commerce with edibles. I mean, that's so huge. If you ever want to get that 7-Eleven deal, like getting your gummies and your brownies in 7-Eleven, that's the real bucks. That's the real contract that you want as Planet 13 being vertically integrated. Forget the superstore and the dispensary. Like, you want to sell those edibles, man. And we need to be able to trade through states. I mean, you need to have a factory for a region, you know. Um, but the fact that it's locked into your state being a dispensary is just tough right now. But you can see that if that were to ever be lifted, you know, you might, not financial advice, go to $10 immediately. So we'll see. Um, Take a look at some crypto, maybe. Crypto has been rugging out. 48,000 Bitcoin. That is crazy, man. Let's look at the 30 min. Let's look at year-to-date Bitcoin. Oh, look at that. Let's go 1 min, see what we're doing here in the morning hours. I mean, again, like crypto, the advantage of being young is that you can hold, right? I grab some gummies on the way to work from the local 7-Eleven. I mean, yeah, can you imagine? Like, that would be great. Like, that would make my day so much better. So, I mean, I really feel like that's the future. Like, you have Four Locos sitting in the shelf at 7-Eleven. I mean, where you draw the line with not having, like, edibles? Like, you have Four Loco in the fucking fridge. Come on. That shit's legal. That shit is dangerous. It's ridiculous. I mean, it just goes to show where our politicians are at. Mitch got purple hands, Nancy's insider trading. It's just a fucking mess. So, I mean, you see here. But, they don't, and those people don't even fucking know what crypto is. Like, good luck, man. I will say right now though, short-term crypto, I mean, I like all of these, the XLM, the BAT, VeChain, Ethereum, even Bitcoin itself. Like, long-term, if you can hold for 5 years and stomach through the swings, I think you're gonna make money. It's a huge advantage to be able to sell. Like, if you're a grandma and you're 70, um, you might think differently, unless you're like leaving the money to your grandkids or something. But if, you're young, you can hold, you don't need the money. Um, it's always going to be, I mean, the best day was yesterday, so. truly established, these quick dips are going to happen. Yeah, like I think like we're getting there. I mean, there's still a lot that could happen in the space, and like ETH2 is gonna be like one of the Solana, Algorand coins are gonna pop off and become the main thing because they can do more transactions, but people also believe in Vitalik, so he's kind of like a figurehead. Are people gonna believe more in the person, or are they gonna believe in the tech? You know, Everything can go a lot of different ways. So, um, if you're more risk averse and you can afford to lose more, but you're willing to YOLO it, I guess the younger, the more riskier, the more you have to lose. You can kind of YOLO it on some altcoins, and if you're a little more secure, you want to play it safe. I would lean towards like Ethereum, primarily, maybe a little Bitcoin too. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's still just, I mean, everything's a baby right now with crypto. I mean, honestly, I think even the big dogs are, Ethereum could be, 10x, who knows? So, yeah. Ooh, Sundial. I feel like some news dropped. Did I miss something? Maybe it was the Ohio news that we saw about an hour ago drop. Um, we had a big reversal, fatty reversal lick on Sundial. Look at this. We opened. We got some buying pressure, but we tanked off. I mean, for Sundial, it's a big move. And we ripped right back up. That's pretty interesting. I think that's the Ohio news. Which is great. Hey, I'm all for it. So, um, we might come back down again a little bit. Really, even like a company like Sundial said, we want federal descheduling. No longer being a Schedule 1 controlled substance is going to be the most massive catalyst you can get. But it looks like a lot of the market kind of moved in that direction. I need to add some more. Let me look at my personal watch list here. Yeah, everything kind of hit a big U, hit a big UE today. Let's add some other things. And Nvidia, I had Nvidia puts, man, and I printed, and classic, I should have just held. Should have just held. Should have held my puts, man. Shit rugged out today. Jensen Wong, CEO, sold shares on Friday. Sold shares. So that was probably what we saw, but now we get the reaction. But I mean, this is a tough one to bet against, man. Nancy's husband owns this one, man. Nancy's husband knows something, man. So it's all right. We made money, can't complain. Made a pretty big lick, but yeah, it feels bad to watch that go down more. Let's see, Spotify. Oh, I'm trying to like round out my watch list here, so I'm just gonna kind of go through what I already have down and on my personal broker, and we'll see. Do you ever still have to take out profit and let the rest do? Yes, if I had shares, I would definitely do it like that with options, especially because they were like weeklies on Nvidia. I just wanted to, in and out the whole stack. I feel like that was a little bit safer, even if we left some prof on the table. I mean, that's hindsight. Um, Dealing with only like 7 days to expiry, I didn't really want to see a bounce today or anything. Could have destroyed the whole trade, so it was kind of like a risk reward, like make even more or lose everything when you're already up tremendously. It's like, yeah, just take it. Spotify, though, I mean, I like Spotify long term here. Let's see. They get the big road out. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I would buy now, though. What's the market cap? 44 bill. I have to look at some competitors in the space. It seems kind of legit. I use Spotify every day, so what's that worth? Maybe 100 bill. Maybe 100 bill. I don't know. Tattoo Chef. I hear they make great healthy foods. Frozen healthy foods. had some management problems though. I might wait to buy this one. Well, just got a little pop today. A little bit. I'm just gonna keep focusing on the 1 year here. What else do we have here? Cake, cheesecake. Who doesn't love cheesecake? I mean, restaurants are hard to invest in, but um, man, I bought some of this at the height of the pandemic because it was like 21 a share or something. Anyway, they had this crazy like during the pandemic, it was like order when everyone had to transition to ordering out. They had like 2 burgers, 2 fries, 2 drinks for like $20. Like it was a huge meal and it was like a great deal. So I was like, wow, cheesecake got it together immediately. They're probably a great buy. And you can see why I sold early and took meager profits on $21 a share I could have held. But yeah, I like cheesecake's the best restaurant, man. Drake sings about cheesecake. I mean, if you want to invest in a restaurant, I feel like it's cheesecake. Johnson & Johnson, they make everyday household products. It's not just about the vaccine either. So yeah, they've been unstoppable, but it's already up there pretty high. Verizon, I love Verizon, man. Verizon's a great company in my opinion. This is since 2014. You can see they don't really move very aggressively, but I mean they're part of the 5G expansion. They have a dividend that pays pretty well. I think it's like 4.5%. Yeah, almost 5% now. They bumped up the dividend too. You're still not beating inflation, but it helps a little bit. So, I mean, again, you need internet in this day and age. It's a utility. It should be treated like one, in my opinion. That might not help Verizon, but um, definitely think that they're going to be around for a while. Clothing retailer, favorite one, American Eagle. They have been doing very well. Um, man, you can just see, like, no matter what chart you pull up, if you just look at the pandemic and you look at the run, it just seems so unsustainable. It makes me want to buy Nvidia puts again. Like, you can see what the free money has done to the market, and I think a lot of people they just got into the markets, so like, oh, I can't lose. Like, yeah, all of 2020 it was like that, but also clothing retailers actually. I like American Eagle, but I also like VFC for sure. North Face, Timberland boots, Vans. They own a lot of primo brands. Especially if you're from up north, you know the deal. You need a North Face, basically, so or some sort of jacket. And a lot of people have North Faces, so see, pandemic should have bought. Let's see here, Glenwood Springs Co. Lithium calls. Is that a company? Glenwood. Lithium Americas? Or is it LTUM? I mean, I might be down for lithium calls. Lithium sounds like a great bet, but I need like a ticker. I can't find that company based on just the location. Starlink is supposed to be the next level. Yeah, I mean, if Starlink goes public, I'll definitely be and that's just the Wi-Fi business of SpaceX. That's not even like the launches, but you gotta feel like anytime they do a successful launch, it's just gonna by association moon. So right now I actually do like space. Virgin Galactic would be my pick. Now, it's a great time to buy, but the only reason I like this pick as opposed to SpaceX, um basically yeah, like they are the only public space company you can invest in right now. So I actually like Virgin Galactic just based on that fact alone. That again, it's kind of by association. If SpaceX does anything, whatever, and you're Virgin Galactic, like you could get a bounce. And they just have at least space tourism, and they're working on a spaceship. If you want to invest in the space industry, I would invest here, and just get stomach the ride. And then the day SpaceX goes public, I would sell out of everything in Virgin Galactic and I would put it all in SpaceX. That's how I would play the space industry right now. Um, because there's no other option. Like this is it, you know. 9 company those hot springs to the moon. Yeah, I would invest in those lithium hot springs in Colorado if I could. We went to like a lithium hot bath and it was fucking unreal and I felt like $1 million. So I'm gonna say it's worth $1 million. Wait till 12 and scoop calls for what? 12 p.m. I mean, I will see how the market goes today. Let's see what else I got on my watch list here. Nordstrom. Nordstrom was very, I think undervalued. I think that's why I have it on my watch list. It's just a fancy brand, you know. Like I'm actually not too bullish on it right now. Look at Baba. Baba is definitely controversial. Like the CTO or the CFO. Oh, space. Yeah, you could scoop calls at 12 potentially. I don't really, I mean, the space industry is just going to take so long. It's a very long-term bet. I would buy very, very deep calls if you're going to buy any calls, but honestly, I would recommend shares for something like that just because it's probably going to take a while and you could be in the red for a very long time. And so calls could be very risky. Like, again, they've had some tests when their test dates come up, they've delayed a lot of them or things have gone wrong. Um, a lot of time. They've delayed it like a lot of times, and it's been actually a bearish catalyst most of the time. So I wouldn't even play calls for like those dates, you know. Um, so it's just very risky, you know. Like you could definitely blow up some calls doing that. So you just got to be careful. I would definitely lean shares there, or just super super deep, like 2 or 3 or 4 year calls or whatever. Don't let theta, you know, don't be beholden to theta in that trade. Um, Baba, man, I love Alibaba. You know, it's like Amazon, but it's just so much undervalued compared to Amazon. Like Amazon's $1 trillion company, and this is 328 bill. Like it looks like a steal, but it's just the fact that it's subject to the whims of China, and the Chinese government can make your CEO disappear randomly. Um, so I wouldn't invest. I would not invest. And also, Chinese companies might be getting delisted from America. I heard that recently. That's kind of wild. Um, we'll see how that goes. Alphabet, Google, out of all the mega caps, I would say, mega cap, you're talking like Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Apple, Google. I think that Google's the best bet, in my opinion. Almost $2 trillion cap. But you know, other than that, you're looking at probably Apple, I would say, is next best. I think Amazon is the most vulnerable right now, maybe. And Facebook, aka Meta, they're in like transition, so that's just a wild card because I would say Facebook was looking pretty bearish. The general public seems pretty bearish on Facebook. Not a lot of people use it anymore, and people talk shit about it all the time. They think that it's poison for your mind, which kind of is, but the meta transition might help Facebook a lot, I think. I think that's the right move actually at the end of the day. But Google, man, Google has all your search history and or a lot of it, and they also, just have ads. They have YouTube. They have incredibly sticky businesses um, that are just, money printers for them that probably aren't going away anytime soon. And so I really am a big fan of Google more than any of the other mega caps. Apple's a close second, though. I mean, I own all Apple products. I have an iPhone, Watch, AirPods. Um, I think Apple could raise their prices. I think Apple, if I was the CEO of Apple, I'd be raising prices for sure. People are still buying it at any price. Like, it doesn't matter. Um, but yeah, I think Google has moats. I think Google's definitely gonna be around for a long time. It gets some shit a little bit sometimes in the news, but hey, the stock's been in a tank. Let's take a look at us here. We have about another 15 minutes. You can run through a few more tickers. Palantir, man. Palantir. Wow, it's down so much. I mean, this one's like controversial for some reason, but I really do like what they're doing. Um, I'm okay with not getting to know the full story of what they're doing. Apple doesn't even come with a charger in new phones. I was trash, but that's one side. Haha. They can eat dirt. I know, right? They should include a charger though. That does kind of make me sad because that was like the nice thing is like, oh, I have so many chargers because I got a new phone and I still have my charger from the last phone. But I'm fully immersed in the Apple ecosystem, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I definitely think that they do it better than anyone else for sure. You made me pay 30 over show you the lowest of scum. I know it is total scum D's. Um, but in terms of like company and profitability, I mean that's exactly what I would be doing. But they're gonna say like, oh, it's for waste. They want to create waste for the environment. Um, maybe they're just like saying fuck it, like everyone can just like pirate our chargers, and like they know everyone's gonna make like a cheap charger. So maybe they're finally leaning into that a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. But see, everyone talks shit about Apple, but you're still gonna get a new iPhone. Like you're still gonna buy the new watch. You still have AirPods. Like at least the vast majority of the public, I feel like that's the case. So, um, and they have so much money. Like they have like hundreds of billions of dollars on hand. Like Apple could just do whatever. They're allegedly working on like an autonomous vehicle. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just think they can't lose basically. And yeah, people are still gonna buy that shit at any price, no doubt about it. So I mean, that's what I would be doing as CEO. As a consumer, is not what I would be doing, but that's the thesis. And yeah, look at this. Palantir, man, Palantir. I like Palantir for the long term, though. I do. Win-loss ratio. Win-loss ratio. I mean, like profitability margins or like what they make per phone or something. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and oh yeah, absolutely. Like, getting rid of the charges is a huge win for the company. Loss for the consumer. And they're just gonna say, oh, it's waste, it's the environment, and they can just say that, and then it's like, oh, whatever. And people just, these people just have to be like, okay. So I feel like that's what they're gonna do because they're gonna say environment. Um, but it is whack. But Palantir, man, Palantir, this company does like hardcore data analytics. Um, they gave me too much, yeah, right. Data analytics for the government. A lot of government contracts come through this company. I think that's why people like it. Is like you don't really get to know the full story of what they're doing. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking that gamble at 30 bill market cap. Like what you have to look at and compare this company to, I think, is a company like Snowflake that does like data warehousing and analytics, and um, they're worth 102 bill. Like this company IPO'd at a crazy price, and they've only gone up. Um, Like IPO'd at 250. Like they were worth like tens of billions of dollars at IPO, almost like Rivian. Um, and you can see they ran up, came down, back up again. I really genuinely think that Rivian could follow this type of pattern, for sure, which is hitting below, basically hitting down to that insider price or the IPO price. We IPO'd around 250-ish, and then we crashed down to, bottom wick here, 185, at least 200, and then boom, back up. Filecoin does the same. I don't think that's the same thing. This is like they're like data analytics and like they help like you optimize your business. Like they're not just doing like data like storage. It's not like Dropbox. This is like data analytics and data mining. It's a little more hardcore than like just like your file share kind of deal. And the Palantir seems to be the same way. And they also have a lot of like government defense contracts, things like that. Again, we don't get a lot of specifics, but um, with a company like this and a story like that, I'm willing to like just bite my teeth and buy and hold for the long term. I may very well end up buying some Palantir calls soon, but let me just show the year-to-date chart. Yeah, again, you're down year-to-date, so tax loss harvesting can definitely still come through. Um, with that being the case, I'm willing to hold out through December on this one, but you know, we get down to the 17 level, you know, all-time lows here. I think I would definitely be looking at picking up a little bit of calls, maybe long dated calls. Again, I'm willing to bet on this company for the long term. I would bet either shares or like 2 or 3 years out. I wouldn't really play this in the short term with calls. I think that's pretty dangerous. Um, but again, I think it's really similar to Snowflake. Snowflake is similar to Rivian in just the IPO swing, but in terms of what the companies actually do, I think Snowflake and Palantir are probably closer to the same. And you know what they do is pretty unique and pretty powerful. And hey, if you got government contracts, like I'm all ears, you know. So they're pretty cheap right now. They're going down. I think you can get tax loss harvested a little bit lower, and then yeah, we'll buy it up. Rocket mortgage. Wow, this thing rugged out, man. I mean, yeah, mortgages have been hot because interest rates have been low. But I honestly think this is a reflection of the fact that the Federal Reserve is probably going to raise interest rates soon, and that's going to definitely hurt closing on mortgages. Like I used to work at a bank, and you know, when they tank the interest rate down, people, it's the best time to go get a mortgage. I mean, you're paying like what, 3 or 4%. The house is going to grow more than that in value over, you know, the next few years. So even, you know, with inflation, like you're net positive on that loan, and so it makes it worth it to buy like property. Um, but and usually you're gonna outpace inflation anyway, because if you still didn't, it wouldn't make sense. But you know, with the property, like you get to live there, and like there's other things too. And so Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies, I mean, I guess they do loans and other stuff too, but mortgage is their primary business, and you know that was super hot. I think they did some sort of share recall or dividend or something too, because they thought people were shorting their company, and they clearly got a short-term bounce, but um, didn't last for them. And you know, that kind of peak with mortgages being super hot, it feels like it's already passed. It feels like we're about to taper. The Federal Reserve might be, you know, raising interest rates and stuff like that. So I don't know, where was my, yeah, you know, like they're definitely, you know, CNBC here, front page. First thing Monday morning is talking about, hey, they're gonna taper, they're gonna raise interest rates. Watch out for this man right here, Jerome Powell, Mr. Insider, greatest insider trader of all time. Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve. I'll never let him get a pass for insider trading. I just think he was a good guy. I thought he had a pretty good strategy throughout the pandemic. You know, keep the printer on. It made sense. I don't think he should have gotten the nomination again based on the fact that he was insider trading. I think that sets a bad precedent. Don't know why that one happened, Joe. But hey, is what it is. Either way, with those concerns on the horizon and interest rates going up and your mortgage being even more expensive to get, I don't know if I like Rocket Mortgage in the near term. Let's get to some. I'm not going to go through every single company on my watch list, but we are about to be out of time here. But I'm going to touch on a few more that I'm looking at that, you know, I have on the watch list. I'm thinking of buying, but I might need to take some more time. I don't think I'm going to make any buys today. The only thing I've bought in the short term recently is Planet 13. Planet 13, I have been making buys. For sure. Let's go to the 1 minute actually. Last 3 months. Yep, have been making buys here. For sure, Planet 13. So that one, you can pin it down. What are we going to go to? Corsair Gaming, yes. So Corsair Gaming, I am definitely a fan of Corsair Gaming. Again, down year to date, tax loss harvesting can happen in the short term. We can go down more, but that is a great opportunity to buy the dip. Winter is coming, and people will be staying inside and playing video games. And Corsair has amazing products for that. So, you know, only a 1.95 bill company. From what I know about their revenues, I think that this is, oh, sorry, hiccups, pretty undervalued. They have solid revenues, and they don't pay a dividend or anything. But look, price to sales, like 1.12. Price to earnings is 15. That's not huge. You know, some of these mega tech companies trade at like 30, 40. You're on the lower end. And the 52-week low is 20. So maybe you get into that 52-week low range. You got to take a look at this one. But yeah. We'll see what happens. Of course, here obviously we were up, tremendously. I think there's also this one fund that owns a lot of Corsair, um, that is like eventually going to sell, and they've like said they're going to sell, but they haven't sold yet, and so people are like super skeptical, and it's like being held down by like that looming sell coming. Um, but I can't account for that, man. I mean, that's like one factor. I think overall the company is still doing well, and I've never had a bad experience with Corsair products, and I've only, they're usually the upper end of what you can buy for, building PCs and stuff like I do. So, uh, I like them long term. 52-week low, $20. Take a look. Now, Lucid, baby, Lucid. I like this one in the long term, but it's like Rivian where it's just so overvalued it could go down short term, but they're way better off than them. Like they have actual deliveries coming up. So to me that made them a lot more attractive than Rivian. And I also think that potentially Lucid could be a takeover candidate. Um, maybe you're looking at a company like Apple or some other like automotive manufacturer like Ford that wants to diversify to some luxury cars. They like trucks and stuff, but um, this is a company that could get taken over. I mean, it is pricey, 72 bill, but if we come down a little bit and you have Apple working on autonomous cars, things like that, like hey, I'm just saying, um, it seems so unlikely based on the price. But if you get a better price, there are companies that have that kind of money, and electric vehicles are the future and stuff like that. So, would you rather buy a shell corp like Rivian, or would you rather buy a company with some actual delivery so far, and a car that looks pretty nice. Um, so of all the EV stocks, I'm definitely more bullish on Lucid, especially given this pullback today. Um, but we'll see how it goes. Let me see what else I can throw up here before we close it out for the day. Lucid, I wanted to put on the board. People put on that on your list. I'm gonna throw coin up here too. If you don't have any exposure to crypto and all your money is in a brokerage right now and you haven't really invested anything, I would say the best stock to buy for crypto is probably Coinbase. You at least get, you make a, if you think about being an owner of this company, you get the exchange fees. Um, overall volume is good for you. Any new coin listings kind of pump you. It's a little different than owning one coin, but I do like this as a play on the total market cap of crypto. So if you want to stay in the stock market side of things instead of getting into crypto, um, Coinbase isn't a bad buy if you want to get some exposure to cryptocurrency. And last thing I want to put on the list here is going to be Sweetgreen. Now this is an interesting one. This is very interesting. I like this company just because I like their salads. Like they just have a great product and I like it. Um, but I don't like this price. I don't like paying 2.75 bill for a salad company, even if their salads are incredibly fire. Um, it IPO'd at like 50, it immediately rugged up 25. Um, I'm thinking if this ever gets below 20, I might take a look at it. I'm just personally sold in their product. So that's all I need to invest in this one. Just went public, have really bad open. Uh, sometimes when you get these public companies and they dip skis, where's that snow chart again? Show me the snow chart. And these companies, they go public, you get a little bit of volatile action, but it's actually not necessarily a bad trade. Oh, I need to learn these charts better. Okay. Yeah, like boom, spike up, IPO, boom, crash. If you bought the dip, you make some good money. I think Sweetgreen only has shares. We can't get calls yet. So if I was going to play this, I'd probably play it with calls, if anything. Try to play that bounce, the super bounce. But, I like the company. We'll see where it goes. Definitely going to keep this one on the watch list. Any buys? Any buy? today so far. It just seems like I'll be crossing me fingers, sadly. Yeah, I mean, the only buy I have is the Rivian puts. I'm definitely still holding on to that trade. I mean, again, I was in 145, so it's a little higher risk trade if you want to get in now. But where does my Rivian go? There it is. And yeah, like, all right, Wells Fargo said it's worth 110. Like, yeah, I could care less. Wells Fargo is a bunch of scums anyway. So we did get a little pop here. Hey, if you want to buy puts, you just got the pop. 5%. I mean, look, that's up 5%, but loose is down 7%. Like, explain that to me. Somebody explain to me. I mean, we're ripping back up with Lucid here, so they were down tremendously. You know, now it's a little better. But yeah, definitely still holding them Riv puts. See where that goes, and buying Planet on a dip. Holding Riv puts, buying Planet on a dip. Worried about crypto right now. I do like BAT token. If I had to hold one crypto, probably be the BAT right now. See it's outperforming the market, which is pretty cool. Look at this waste of just this absolute FUD they're pumping in. They're just pumping the FUD. But I mean, it is true. I mean, you have you know, lower interest rates from the Fed, easy money, more inflation. If you get any indication from the Federal Reserve for this week that they are gonna speed up or, you know, start increasing the rate even a little bit, even if it's 0.25% on the federal interest rate, you know, Wall Street Journal Prime goes up and they and it's like basically nothing. Like, it really doesn't affect anyone's life. Crypto could definitely rug out. Crypto could be in for a lot of pain, in my opinion, really short term. I think people are severely underestimating the pain ahead. Yes, like, if you're young, if you can afford to hold through the swings, 5-year hold, buy right now. But short term, you know, we're down on the week pretty bad already. And I think that's people preparing for the worst in terms of the Fed raising rates. And that's kind of just like a macroeconomic thing. Like, that's above us. We can't necessarily control that when it comes to crypto. And it could bug out short term, but you could get a nice buying opportunity from that. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Is I'm not, you know, you might not even have to sell, but be ready to buy is what I would say. If that means raising cash from some other place and like selling some stuff off to have cash ready, that depends on your personal finances. If that's just waiting for the next paycheck and then buying the dip more, you know, it really just depends on your personal situation. But regardless, I mean, I think the point remains that if these rates go up, crypto's going to go down because a lot of people, I mean, I know, and in general, I believe, you know, invest crypto not only for the story itself, but also as a hedge against inflation as well. You know, you just don't want to hold dollars in this day and age, so they're printing so much money. I think a lot of people are, you know, even if you're not personally in it just for a hedge against inflation, a lot of people are in it for that reason. And if the rates go up, they could sell off, you know, just based on the pin action, just based on what's happening above them. So sometimes in the market, things are above you. Sucks, even if you believe in the story. You know, we got to deal with the swings. So we'll see what happens with crypto. I won't be buying anything right now, but I'll definitely be ready to buy that dip. I'll be waiting on that dip for sure. I will be ready to go for that. So just kind of my game plan coming up here. Yeah, I think that's about it. Just ended off with a little SPY. Let's just take a look at the 5 days. So we are bouncing. Let's like to look back a little bit. Yeah, no problem, cool kid. Thank you so much. I'm gonna try to do this more often. Tomorrow, I might do it Wednesday morning. Nah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow so I can post the YouTube video by Wednesday. We have GameStop earnings coming up. Y'all know what happened with GameStop. So I'll leave you guys with this at a 169 price point. This is perfect. So I plan to do this more. I'm gonna start by doing just, Monday market open, and then Friday market close, doing like weekly recap. So start of the week, what to look forward for the week. Harry T, bro, I didn't do. Thanks. I just rolled out of bed. I didn't even do anything. That's how we do it. Legit. No, swear to God. Just rolled out of bed. I swear. I didn't put anything in my hair last night. Nothing today. I literally rolled out of bed. No cap. And anyway, 169. GameStop, baby. So, listen. GameStop went through a historic short squeeze. We were holding at 13. Sold some at 300. Bought a Tesla. Still holding a lot of GameStop. That's why I'm getting into this now, basically. It's all thanks to GameStop. You can just say thanks to GameStop, basically. Why I'm even doing these market streams. No cap. So, there was a lot of short interest before. We'll be getting into the dirty deets of like everything that happened with GameStop. But just understand that earnings are coming up on Wednesday. We expect a big announcement from them to partner with a major cryptocurrency, allegedly. If you get really rich, can I have some money, mate? I'll do like some sort of Mr. Beast deal where like you have to do some sort of challenge. Yeah, me too. Yeah, potentially. We'll do some sort of challenge. Like I'm gonna need you to do something, but it'll be fun. And if I get really rich, then yeah, probably we'll do something. Well, I'll get Cool Kid and Beatbox. You guys, since being like the first people ever on my first stream, I'm from East Coast United States, but being the first commenters, streamers outside of people who already know about the stream, if you guys, you're still around, we'll do some sort of challenge if we really if we really hit it big. Haven't hit it big yet, I don't have a house yet or anything, but Saint Steel, yeah, I know. It's really good, right? Arctis. Really good headset. But anyway, look out for GameStop earnings. Wednesday, we're expecting a major announcement. Ryan Cohen, the chairman, the guy who took over GameStop and like kind of started that whole short squeeze, he can officially speak now, where he wasn't legally able to before. So we haven't heard anything from them. Basically, the company, like they've been saying some little hints on social media. But it made sense why they stayed quiet. I mean, this was a crazy situation, and you don't really want to get in front of that train. Even as the CEO of the company, knowing what's going on. I know Adam Aaron at AMC has like leaned into it a little bit more, but with GameStop, just look out for those earnings. Very, very high risk play. I am still invested in GameStop with shares for the long term. I do have some call options for February. I will say that right now. They are at a ridiculous strike. We are expecting a massive move for those to print. It is extremely, extremely high risk, but I would expect something to happen on Wednesday, and we know that this one can take off. I won't be around because I don't own like crypto. Don't worry, we do everything here: stocks, options, and crypto. We cover everything. At least that's my plan. I trade this stuff on my own time, so I was like, why not stream? And we've been kind of running it recently, so I was like, I might as well give some tips out. Maybe that'll take off a little bit. But yeah, anyway, the biggest play right now, Rivian's pretty high risk. We did get a bounce today, so if you do want to bet against Rivian, I will still endorse that personally. But if you're gonna put your grandmother's life savings somewhere, Planet 13 is the place to be, baby. OTC stock, really small. No one is looking at this thing. It won't even show you the market cap because it's like so dirt cheap. I think maybe I can get it on Yahoo Finance. 667 mil. Not even $1 billion company. So, really, really cheap. I would take a look at this one. Legal weed is coming sooner than we think. And it is dirt cheap. This is a great entry. It's not GameStop that costs 160 per share. This is anyone can buy this, and it's just shares. It's easy, traditional Warren Buffett style investing. So I like to call this one. No options, no tricky plays. Give you all my money, get investor because I don't get time for this. I gotta trade basketball today. Yeah, so I love basketball. I'm in a men's league actually for basketball in my area. I used to live in Mass, but I'm in Virginia, DC area now. I'm kind of around back and forth often, but I'm East Coast for sure. But yeah, no, that's good, man. Stick with it. I mean, you gotta look. I mean, if you don't have time to invest every day, like stay away from the options because you gotta be up to date. You gotta be selling and buying. You cannot be messing around with options because they will burn. They will burn you bad, and you'll lose all your money potentially if you're not immediately aware. Um, but I mean, if you just want to buy and hold something for 5 years and not have to stress about it, Planet 13, man. Planet 13 is it. That's all you need to know about. Maybe a little GameStop too, but that's high risk. I mean, if you want to play it safe, you know legal weed is coming eventually within the next 5 years. Absolutely. So, um, look how cheap we're at. I mean, yeah, I would buy. That would be my play for you then. What I play. I mean, I just play men's. I'm trash at basketball. You'd probably smoke me, but I mean, I play men's league, and I used to play baseball in like high school and stuff. And I try to like stay active, but I don't really play a major sport like that. I don't play train 3 hours a day though. I'm not trying to be D1, but hey, man, good best of luck to you, man, if you are. But yeah, that is gonna be the stream for today, guys. We're catching up balance on Planet. We're up 5% since we started. That's what I'm talking about. So thank you for Markets with Mason. Hopefully I am Mason, of course. And thank you for joining me. Keep a lookout. We're gonna do like a extended 30-minute in-depth video on like my thesis of GameStop and where I think it's going before earnings on Wednesday. From Australia. Oh shit. Yeah, we'll have to go to Australia for that Mr. Beast type challenge when I hit 100 milli. Absolutely. Thank you, Cool Kid. Have a good one. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kyle, for tuning in to the bits, everything. I appreciate all of the follows you guys have given. And the support and being here actually does mean a lot. Helping me get this off and take this off to a new height. Not only just the investments, but just fly me out. Yeah, you can come see America. So I've been to Australia before, so you can come see America. How about that? Uh, but yeah, thank you very much. And but if this oh nice, awesome. Now we got a sub too. Now you got to come back. Now you got to come back. So stick with it, guys. Thank you very much. Hang in there, and we will see you on Friday, market close. And for the special stream tomorrow, where we present the GameStop short squeeze thesis.